Well, she's still dead in the water. Hasn't moved. Neat. Well, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. And today, I'm going to be hauling a little bit of bales this afternoon. We got 2 more loads of bales to bring back from Bellevue. So we're going to do that, and then, yeah, we'll see what else we get into. Probably fixing some equipment, moving some stuff around. I don't know, who knows. Alright, let's get her going. Let's go. And hey, shocker, I gotta put diff in this thing now too. Neighbors are actually getting their anhydrous on right now. I see some dust flying. Wish we were doing that, but you know what? We got other stuff we got going. Backing her up again. Seems like I just did this like yesterday. Because I did. Let's go and hook. Oh, one off. Let's get the second one on. Jeez, who pulled this in last? Gotta go taller. There. Oh, filling up with some air. This tire in the back's got a slow leak in it, so we just gotta pump it up every couple days. Not sure we got a new lawnmower, it looks like, but we also got a new, or I don't know why the water trailer's in here. And it's like almost full too, so I don't know why it's in there. Weird. All right, trailer's good to go. Now I need to put some government juice in, dinosaur bones in, otherwise known as diesel and def. And then we can head out. It's pretty quick filling up diesel with the magic of editing. I'll listen to some government juice. Look, magic of that's already done. Just making it up to the farm. Oh, Bud Man's here. He's hooked up to the dump trailer. I wonder what he was doing. Probably spending money, knowing him. He's just spending all my money. Alright, so I'm going to probably take about 2 loads of bales back. I think that'll be about it for the year. So let's go ahead and fire up the tractor and then go bring my trailer into position. Oh, Bud Man's already there firing up the tractor. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get lined up. Well, there's the Bud Man. Have him go. Will fill me up. And then we'll load this sucker up. Bud Man's gonna cut the wrap off, so I don't need to carry that down the road, and then we'll load it up. Always good to check. Make sure we're sitting good. Which we are. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close. That'll work. I'll strap the rest down and we'll head out. Alright, my usual spot. I'm gonna get out and check straps, make sure everything's looking good. Not a whole lot going on at the Hydrous Depot. It's kind of surprising because I think guys are out running, but not a whole lot of guys. Yeah, there's the neighbors running some anhydrous. Now I made it back. Let's go ahead and empty these bales off. I gotta find where the tractor's at. Yeah, right there. Let's go ahead and go unstrap and, oh man, get this stuff out of here. So what they're doing right there is putting on what's called NH3, or anhydrous ammonia. That is a form of anhydrous, or of a nitrogen fertilizer, which is one of the main ingredients for corn. So they're putting it on. Anhydrous is the most dangerous form, but it's also the most highly concentrated, and therefore the usually the cheapest. So neighbors are putting that on. Looks like they're having it custom applied on. Hopefully we'll be doing that next week. Cross the fingers, but I don't know, it just kind of depends on ground temps and everything. know this isn't the greatest angle because Case doesn't really give like a YouTuber package with their tractors. I'll have to work on it, but either way, you can kind of see we're just unloading these bales, setting them next and real close to the pit because these will be ground up at some point. So the closer you are, the more efficient you are when the grinder comes. Oh, it's fun. Let's go back and get another one. I got basically one more load to bring home, and then that'll be it for the bales up in Bellevue. There's the 11 I just brought home. And stack them close because we're going to grind hay here with them. Let's go. And don't worry, when I get back, we'll do a quick little walk around / initial review of that Salford. All right, let's head back to Bellevue. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Let's get her done. Got these 11 bales left. Set you guys up on another time lapse. Same thing, you guys know the drill. Just make sure I'm centered. Pretty good. These bales are definitely bigger. They're the full 6 foot diameter as opposed to the ones that wrapped are smaller. Alrighty, let's do another time lapse. So this one actually I feel like I had a little bit more visibility. So nice job, New Holland, even though they're the same dang thing. So you can kind of see I'm actually sped up at 150% speed. Loading bales is a lot more time consuming than unloading. It also helps when you don't, you can get it loaded right the first time because I had to tweak it a little bit there, but it just takes longer to load because when you're unloading, you just have to pull it off. When you're loading, you gotta make sure you're loading. Just got her done. So as you guys saw in the time lapse, I always, like I said, take the back row of bales and suck it forward before I strap down everything else and before I set the last bale up on top. So let's go ahead and shut this girl down. Go do some work on my dad's blade there, and then we'll head back to Bellevue, or head back to Preston. So this is all the bales we have left. This is mostly third crop and a little bit of second crop left. So all good bales, all bales that we will feed out next year. Not too bad. Got all the rest of the bales out, which is a good feat because those bales that were kind of in the alley there, some of them were 2 years old, some of them were not the greatest feed quality, so we'll bring them home, grind them up, and feed it to our cows that we're fattening up. Won't worry too much about them. These good bales we'll leave for the mama cows, the ones we care truly about. We care about all of them, but yeah, you know what I mean. Man, I didn't think I'd make it. I was spinning out for a little bit. I had to back up and rock a little bit. Bales just must have sat in that hard ground for a little bit. Let's head home. Put you guys on another time lapse. There's the local ag code dealer. Got a nice lot full of all sorts of things. Barges are officially open. I mean, the river's open. That's awesome. Means the shipping corridor south for grain and the shipping corridor north for fertilizer is on. There's the fertilizer spreader. Lime spreader. Fire department must be doing some drills because that's the third fire truck I passed. They're heading to the reservoir there, and here comes a big tanker, so must be doing some brush truck training, or I'm honestly not sure what they'd be doing, but all I know is I appreciate you guys. A lot of volunteer hours, a lot of time put into basically keeping us safe and providing a service for us. Really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and unstrap, put the time lapse around, and get this unloaded. So again, this is much easier to unload. So I'm in 100% time instead of 150%. So it's just I'm even driving some bales this far away. You can kind of see I was gone for a little while. So we're just stacking these bales because these are actually good bales. These are actually going to be fed to our mama cows because it's good hay for them. Well, it was fun. Got her unloaded. I bet in pretty good time too. It's all about positioning. If you can lower the amount of time in between grabbing the bale and setting the bale down, you'll be more efficient. That's kind of why I pulled like this. That way I can just go boop. 45-degree turns. Most efficient. We go ahead and pull the fertilizer spreader out. We're going to put the fertilizer grates back in that are right there. That should be the last thing. Well, that and the distribution box. Got to swap that around as well. So let's go ahead and pull this thing by the shop, I suppose. Okay, so let's do a quick walk around and see what I think about this behemoth of a Salford BBI Magnaspread. So this is, like I said, a demo courtesy of Salford. Thanks to you guys, because you guys enjoy the channel, you watch the channel, you are fans of the channel. They wanted to kind of basically see what this thing could do on our farm in our real conditions. So I'm going to give you guys my honest feedback and like and take that as you wish. So this is a large 20-foot box spreader. It can hold roughly 25 to 30 tons of lime, heaping full. That's a lot for this tractor. So we definitely were under-equipped on the tractor side of things, but it worked. I mean, honestly, I was able to go in one of our nastiest farms on our hillside, and this thing was stable. That is the top thing that I liked about this spreader, was that it was stable in the hills. Didn't matter how much weight, how big of a hillside I was in. It's got a wide stance. It's got big 800 metric tires. So everything felt stable. Didn't matter how much weight I had in the bed. What was nice was that it's PTO powered. So like I said, we had to run our PTO, and when it was spreading, especially lime, it was taking 70 horsepower or so. But if I ever got in a pinch or trouble, all I had to do was basically stop spreading, and I got all that horsepower back, even though the pump was still running. So that was pretty nice. Has a rate controller on it. It was able to be pretty accurate straight out of the gate from the factory, which was awesome. Never had any issues as far as overheating. The hydraulic oil temperature stayed great, right where they're supposed to be. I was able to make my rate and everything like that. Here is probably the biggest opportunity for improvement I see with this spreader. So as you can kind of see, this is a lime belt, or a lime, it's set up for lime right now. I got the fertilizer fins already put back in, but the lime divider, in my opinion, is the biggest opportunity for improvement. So inside hills, which we do have quite a bit, when it would tip, more lime would basically, this divider would basically angle, so more fertilizer or more lime would become on the inside of the disc, and lime only spends a certain amount of time. So the farther into the disc it is, the longer it stays on, the more heavy outside will be. Same thing on the uphill side. It would actually put it farther up on the wings, or on the blades, whatever you want to call them. So it didn't spend near enough time on there, so it would be heavy inside. So what that would happen is basically it would be light, heavy, light, heavy. So like I said, you're gonna have that with just about all spreaders, especially in the hills. Now in lime, it really didn't matter a whole lot because I was still getting good coverage. It wasn't fantastic, but it was still good. Now in fertilizer, it's completely different. It's less of a rate, and you'll see later once we actually transition this thing over to fertilizer, we take this thing out and put the fertilizer one in, they'll fix it with fertilizer. But for lime, it'd almost be really nice if this thing had a pin right there and it pivot. It had like 5 degrees of pivot in it, because right now it's just fixed. It's just in this tray. But if this thing would able to pivot and it would compensate for those hills, it would be able to make it much more even of a spread. Because like I said, this thing is phenomenal in the flats. It is just blanket even 60 feet to 60 feet, no overlap. It was impressive. But in the hills, like I said, it was a little bit, I'd like to see it a little bit better. But again, that's just me being picky, and this is just Mike. I'm completely new to this. I'm new to a spreader. I've only ran this thing for 2.5 days. We've put over 450 tons through this thing, which is impressive for rookies. So we've done a decent amount, not a lot, but a decent amount. So never had any problem with the bed stalling or anything like that. Even when we heaped this thing full of 25+ ton, the belt never stalled, nothing. It was awesome. And like I said, this thing just ran. It's a simple design, and it just runs. The hydraulic cooler kept everything cold, but like I said, that's probably the 2 biggest things that I saw, is the capacity and the stability that I had in the side hills. And the biggest drawback, I would say, was the distribution in the hills. But like I said, I'm gonna talk to Salford guys. I'm sure there's probably something I could do to tweak it, but that's just kind of what I see off the cuff. And this is a good perspective for somebody who's brand new to spreading. So there it is, guys. Let's go ahead and start switching this thing over to fertilizer. Nathan's gonna come down and help me here in a second. Well, I just set you guys on a little bit of time lapse, as you saw, but first I need to go ahead and stick the bucket on this thing, because we're actually going to put the fertilizer grates back in as well. Let's go. Got the bucket on. Let's go ahead and shove the grates in and then wait for Nathan to get here. So these are the fertilizer grates. Need these to make sure that no fertilizer clumps come in. Easy enough. Let's go load them up. Sweet. That should work, methinks. Might have to back up and lower it, but we'll see when Nathan gets here. Go ahead and set the time lapse back up and continue shifting stuff around. Alrighty guys, as you can kind of see, little Ron over here is actually sitting in line at 8 a.m. waiting to haul grain. Or waiting, yeah, because the line's stupid today. But anyway, as you can see behind me, we are actually putting the fertilizer grates back in. They were a little bit challenging to get in. I wish I would have labeled when I took them out. That was the biggest mistake that I made. So if you guys are ever running one of these things, label your grates before you take them out, because welding or manufacturing anything, there's always some tolerance in there. And some gaps are tighter, some gaps are wider. I wish I would have known that, and I wish I would have thought through that. So anyway, putting these grates back together was kind of a pain in the neck, but we got her done. We're ready to haul. We're ready to run some fertilizer. As today, Ron, which is 2 weeks after this video was recorded, today, Ron, I haven't put any fertilizer through it yet because we've had a lot of rain, which is a good thing because we're in a drought. But anyway, back to the video. Alrighty, well that was not so fun. One of the grates was very tight to get on there, but we got her done. Took about, all said and done, probably an hour to switch it back from lime to fertilizer. Not bad. Alrighty, I'm all done for the night. We just put the water trailer away because it's gonna get below freezing again tonight. But we got the fertilizer and spreader and everything converted over. Like I said, all in about an hour, hour 10. We have some brackets we gotta adjust around it, putting the fertilizer grates in there. A couple of them were pretty tight. So that is what it is. So anyway, like I said, we're happy with it. Couple tweaks I'd like to make to that fertilizer spreader, or see if Salford make, but I'm curious to see what the company says when I give them my feedback. So anyway, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. As always, I genuinely hope you guys have a great day. Thank you guys so much. Spring is just around the corner. We're gonna be putting on anhydrous next week, so thanks so much. Take care, easy, stay safe. Ta-ta for now.